Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this Sunday morning? First day of the week. 4th of July week. Good morning, Mr. Scott, Mr. Ground Fog. It's good to see you this morning, Mr. Scott. I'm glad you're back working, but miss you during the week. How are you two fine gentlemen doing this morning? I am doing great. In a good mood as usual. I hope you fellows are as well. I guess Mr. Ground Fog popped in early and maybe he'll come back. Looks like it's just me and you, Scott, at the moment. Sundays are pretty slow. Everybody's doing their thing. Oh, there's some more people. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to my Blade Talk. So, yeah, I had a pretty uneventful night at work. For being a Saturday night, nothing really went on. Good morning, Mr. Whalen. Hope you're doing great this morning, sir. So let's get out of the way what I carried last night. So yesterday I got in my VECP clone. I knew it was a very popular knife, and I knew it ticked a lot of the boxes that I like. Kind of plain Jane, simple looking, clean lines. But I didn't realize why so many people like it. And that is because of the ergos of it. It is a super, super comfortable knife. I think partly due to this clip design. It's nice and wide and it lays right in your hand and it doesn't create any kind of hot spots. And this finger groove is perfect. It's got the larger jimping on the back, which is great. But yeah, very comfortable knife. I'm super surprised at how comfortable it is. It is a very, very liked knife. But as you can see here, oh, and I set up a few quick things on my camera so that I can go right in and change my view, and I can go to the full desk view. So I did put some quick change things on. So that's cool. Anyway, I had that in my front pocket. It is on washers, which I wasn't too sure about, but I did take them out and polish them, and it is getting better every time I open it. You do have to use a little bit of wrist to close it, but not much. Good morning, Lone Star. American Lawman and Voyager XL. Chris Blade. There was somebody looking on Knife Swap last night for a American Lawman. Whoops. Turn off my phone. That's going to be annoying. Let me see here. All right, got that turned off. Yeah, somebody on Knife Swap was wanting to trade something for an American Lawman last night. Good morning, John. I did get it. And it is great. Even being on washers, the action is good. I did take the washers out and polish them. Yeah, I had that in my front pocket last night. And then in my back pocket, I had my Hogue Deca, which I love also. these Hogue knives come super sharp. They're some of the sharpest knives I've gotten. This one is a great little utility knife. Kind of light, got great action. Yeah, I had that in my back pocket. So that was my 2 carries last night. And that brings me to the topic of the video, because I also took a case of knives to work last night to shoot some videos of, and it made me think and realize something, that I'm pretty sure whatever knives you start collecting influence your entire collection. Because some of my first knives off Amazon, I started by watching videos on YouTube, like what's the best budget knife under $50? You know, what's the best budget knife under $80? What's the most popular EDC knives? And a lot of those videos were probably people like Bees Blades and Metal Complex, and let's see, who else? Heck, I don't even remember who some of those first videos was. I would just look up best of knives, and a lot of people would have their list. So I started going through and buying Amazon knives, and one of the brands I landed on that was a good value was Grow. Oh yeah, Stassa and Lefty, because I believe Lefty would do steel tests, and he always used to do tests on Grows, and a lot of their blade steels didn't test what they were claiming they were, and about the time I got into them is when they started to actually use the correct steel. So last night when I posted a knife that I bead blasted, which is this one, let me go ahead and show it. So yesterday I got to thinking about the fact that I don't realize I have a blasting cabinet, and I've got some knives that were black that I don't really like, black knives. And this is one of them. It was my Terramundi River Wolf, and so I bead blasted it yesterday. It used to be this dark stonewash color all over, but I gave it a nice fresh bead blast. And I keep forgetting that I can do that to knives I don't like and turn them a color I do like. So as I was working on this one, Ed posted in the Discord that it looks a lot like an Grow EF905. Well, I got out my EF905 to compare it to, and then I started looking and realizing that some of the first titanium knives I ever got were the big Grow knives, and some of those Grow knives that were recommended were actually clone knives of other knives. So some of my first knives that I bought, probably the first titanium knives I got were Grow knives, and some of those knives were clones, and so that kind of led me down the track that I've been on since then. So they were $70 titanium knives that really couldn't be beat in value. The blade steel used to be questionable, but they got to where they were using D2 by the time I started buying them. So that's kind of where I set my expectations at for getting good quality knives for $70. So, and being that some of those were clones that I didn't even really know, I didn't know about the original knives yet. I just knew that I'd seen videos where they said, is this a clone of this knife? So and so. So I guess that kind of led me down the path that I've gone down as far as clones go also. So I think that however you start collecting really influences how you continue collecting. So first let me show you what Ed said this knife looked like. So that was the EF 905. If I can remember which one it is right off the bat. Is this it right here? Let's see. Yes. So this is the EF 905. And as you can see, it does favor the River Wolf a lot. The River Wolf is quite a bit smaller overall. But the handle shapes, the curves in them, even the blade shape and size. But when you can get a full titanium knife like this, beautiful knife, huge knife, nice ano on the back spacer and the clip for $70 or even less, that just drops shut. I mean, this kind of set my opinion on the value for knives is at. So if they can do this for $70, why can't other companies? And so that's what took me down the rabbit hole that I've been on. But I ended up back in that time acquiring quite a few knives during this whole time. And so I ended up trying to buy all of the titanium ones that they made for around that price tag. So I even got some models that they didn't have available because I ordered a certain model and they sent me, and I think it was this one right here. This one you couldn't buy off of Amazon, but I ordered a different model and they sent me this one. And then I don't know, somehow the one I ordered wasn't the one they sent. So I returned it because I already had one of the ones they sent. And then they ended up finding out, they sent me another one and it ended up being the same thing. So the way they had it labeled in Amazon was incorrect. So they had all the knives in the Amazon warehouse were boxed incorrectly. So the number on the outside of the box was not the knife that was inside the box. So I ended up giving them that tip and letting them know that they needed to recall all those boxes because they didn't match what was in the box. And since I did that, they let me get this model from China because they didn't have it available on Amazon. So anyway, I went down the rabbit hole of getting all the big titanium Ifengro knives, as you can see. And we're not done yet. And let me get to, so they had three dark titanium ones also. I had that one, this one, and this one. So I ended up getting all those, and I don't know, what order actually I got them in. I don't know if the one I've got in my hand here I got before any of these other ones, but at some point I ended up running across this one, which is a titanium and carbon fiber one of their big ones. And now I'm sure a lot of you know, but this is a direct clone of a famous brand. And that brand is Strider. And so I bought this from Amazon, not knowing that it was a clone. I just saw that it was in a video. But it is an exact copy of a Strider. And I don't know how they were able to do that. It doesn't have any Ifengro branding. It is titanium on one side and carbon fiber on the other. And then at some point, I got this one because it was recommended. And this one is a direct clone of the Microtech DOC or DOC knife, all the way down to the pivot shape, the little screw shapes. Everything about it is a clone. Got it from Amazon. And then at some other point, I ended up getting this one, which is another exact copy of a Microtech SOCOM. So, and the prices on these, you know, were probably around the same, $70. This one was probably cheaper. So that kind of led me down the rabbit hole that I've been down ever since. So if you kind of wonder why I like big titanium knives, this is probably why. Partly due to the fact of all of these Eifengrows. And so then somewhere along the way I decided, well, I've already got the copies of some of these knives, so let me get actual good copies of those knives. So, good morning, JD. So along the way, I picked up a good copy or a decent copy of the Strider. So as you can see, this one is branded Strider. This one is the Eifengro. And they are pretty much exactly the same knife. Subtle differences, blade shape being one. Otherwise, they are very, very similar. So I got this one at some point, which is a better version. Then I wanted the full titanium version of this one. And they make some of these that are better than others. I don't know, these are both clones, so I couldn't tell you. But this one is G10 and this one is titanium, so but as you can see, this one is one of the better models, and it actually has the Marfione Customs logo on it. But this one was a copy of that one. This one was a copy of that one. You can't really see it over there. Good morning, Pete. And then I wanted a good copy of the SOCOM. So as you can see, I've got the Eifengro version on the right and the good titanium one on the left. This one does have a lock bar insert, where this one is a liner lock, so this one is a frame lock, and it's more most all of these Eifengros are D2s, I believe. I'm not totally positive, but I think most of them are. So yeah, some of the first knives that I ever got led me down my path of wanting full titanium knives for a decent price and not really caring about clones because Amazon sold them to me, so it must be okay. And so that's what made me think about the fact that the knives that you start with kind of dictate how you go along your collecting path. Like I said, when I could get all of these for around less than $70, except for this one. I mean, this one probably was even less than that, but all these Eifengros for less than $70, including these two, then that kind of showed me what was possible with knife prices. Yeah, it's pretty wild to think about that just because I started with certain knives kind of led me on a whole path. William, I don't know how many knives you bought from Amazon that are clones, but just like he said, if it was under $100, it was probably a clone. But I do keep all of these. I will keep all of these, period. I'm not going to get rid of any of these. And all this started because of bead blasting that River Wolf yesterday, and Ed saying it looked like the 905 over here, which it does. And then that led me down the rabbit hole for the rest of the night. Some of these are super cool though. The milling, I mean, you can't beat the milling on some of these for $70. And most all of these are still available if any of you want any. Some of these you cannot buy because, like I said, they didn't ship the right ones to Amazon. So you can possibly find them straight from Grow at their factory, possibly. Like I believe this is one of them. This one might be available. I don't know. I don't remember actually which one. It has to do with that one though. That was either the one that was mislabeled or that they sent me straight from China. But since I let them know that all their Amazon stock was messed up for that one box, that they had the wrong knives in the mislabeled box, they sent me that knife for free from their China warehouse. So then it made me like the company. So then I continued to buy them. So yeah, I kind of got stuck in the Chinese rabbit hole from the very beginning. Let me put all these back where they go. So I do have a case specifically dedicated to all these. And I used to have all my Grow knives in here, but I've since done away with some of the ones that don't mean as much to me and that aren't titanium. I've got them in other cases. But I will show y'all here in just a second when I get them put back up here, kind of how I keep these sorted. And then these other three that I bought at a later period, these titanium ones, they stay in my clone case. But yeah, the whole thing started because of bead blasting this River Wolf, and Ed saying it looked like the 905. So yeah, I've got hold on just a second, William. A lot of times I would just search Grow titanium to find all the models that are titanium. So this case, I've got all my silver ones. This one is titanium on the other side, but I've got all of them right there. And then right here I've got the 3 black ones that are titanium and the 2 that aren't titanium. And like I said, they kind of live in this whole case here for now. But at one point, I believe I had all the titanium knives that Grow sold on Amazon. They sell I've sold off, actually Jed, TC's boy, bought a couple of them in some of those bundles that I had. But yeah. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of curious how the knives I first bought kind of led me down a path, and I haven't really strayed too far from that path. Let me get these other clones put back up really quick. Since I've got I spent the time cleaning off my desk area before I got home pretty early. There weren't any yard sales today, so I was home by 8. I could have actually started by then, but since I'd already set up the weekend 9 o'clock thing, I just didn't. So another thing I've done is I bought quite a few of the nice Sativian fixed blades, and they have some great ones. This is one of the newest ones I bought, and this is one of the best value knives ever. And this is a super nice, comfortable fixed blade. And this is a Sativian, not an Ifengro, which is pretty much the same thing. I think they're made really close to each other, if not in the same factory. But this one is actually 154 cm, and it is a beast of a knife. If you can see how thick that is. Super comfortable in the hand. Nice sheath. But I have quite a few of the Sativian and Ifengro fixed blades, and some of them are really cool. Like this one is one of my favorites. And this is an Ifengro. This one has a super cool crown spine. It's OS 10. It is the EF 140. The handle on it is super ergo and rounded off. Like, this is one of the most comfortable fixed blades ever. But I've got quite a few of the Ifengro and Sativian fixed blades that are super nice, including this one that I bought last week, which somebody else said was their favorite. I don't actually have all of them dug out and easily accessible. Cold steel. And then I went down the cold steel rabbit hole on Amazon. And that's a whole nother topic we can go discuss sometime. Hold on, I'm trying to pull some knives out here. Another cold steel. There's another big boy fixed blade. See what else I got here. Another cold steel. Then I got, and then I went down the Mora rabbit hole too. I like that little K-bar wrench knife. Hold on just a second. Another cold steel. All right, what is this one? Is this a fake Benchmade? Yeah, that's a clone Benchmade. Hold on just a second. Another cold steel. I was trying to find all the little. Another cold steel. I've got a bunch of Moras though, as you can see. Like, I need to fix some of the sheets on some of the Moras. But hold on just a second. Oh yeah, here's a little cool little Ifengro. I was trying to find all them. That Civivi Cloud Peak is an awesome knife too. There's another Mora. There's another cold steel. There's another Mora. There's a Gonzo that's like a Mora. I think I'm almost done. All right, here's another Ifengro. What is this one? Yeah, here's another Ifengro. And that's not. All right. So yeah, these Moras are cool. This is a cool little Gonzo that Gonzo made. It's kind of like an Ethan Grow. The G807. That's a cool little knife. And then I've got the carbon steel and stainless steel versions of a lot of these Moras. These aren't all my Moras. I've got a few different models, including the Garberg, I believe, which is a cool Mora. And then I got the Eldris or whatever, the little neck knife. Eldris or something like that. And then the cold steels we'll do a different day, but I've got a bunch of cold steels, including all those. But yeah, some of these Ethan Grows are great deals. This is a D2 one. I'm not sure what the EF number is on this one, but this one is super comfortable. Let's see. This one is the one with the big belly that I saw a video on. It's got like a 2-inch belly on it. I love the trim on it. This is N690, and it's the EF 137. So there's a few videos on that one on the internet. Then this is the 154C. No, this is the, yeah. Is this the, no, this is the AUS 10. This is the EF 143. This is another big boy. Super big boy. Then this is the one I showed earlier. That's the 154CM. This is the one I got last week. That is the EF 136, it looks like, in 154CM. So both of these two right here are 154CM. This is one of their cool smaller knives. It's the EF 121. Super cool little knife. And then this is, I've got a couple more somewhere. I think I got one in my car, but this one is so comfortable. But yeah, so I just find it interesting that whatever you start with is kind of what you think about knives, kind of. You know, as far as the hobby goes and all this clone talk and all that business, I've never really cared what other people say, so I just kind of do what I want to do, and how it ends up is how it ends up. Mr. Scott shared his only Ethan Grow in the Discord. Let me show you all that. So this is Mr. Scott's only Ethan Grow. That's a cool model that I've never even seen. Nice front flipper. I didn't even know they made that model, so that's pretty cool. And then this is what he's carrying today, a beautiful Spyderco Tenacious that I believe he did a hand rub finish on after watching the video of Ed doing it, or maybe me and Ed both doing it. If I remember correctly, I think he did that after that video, so that's super cool. We made a beautiful knife. He might not have. I might be misremembering, but Something else cool I found last night was Way of Knife has some blemished scales that they sell, including these titanium ones for my Ontario Rat 1.5, which is in Magna Cut. So you can get a $90 Rat 1.5 in Magna Cut and buy a set of these $20 blemished scales, and they have an option right here that says opt in for free bead blast. So if you check yes here, they'll bead blast them for you and then send them to you, and for $110 you'll have a heck of a nice knife in Magna Cut. But I didn't even realize Way of Knife had scale deals like this, but they actually have a few more, and I actually ordered a couple more. So one of the only Kershaw knives that I like is the Bel Air and the Iridium and the Bel Air, and they sell they have $20 blemished copies. Wait, hold on, I might be getting confused. They have some really good prices on scales. But let's see, Manix 2, Delica, right here. Oh yeah, so they have these for the Rat 2 for $38 in titanium. So that's a great deal too, and you can get those any color you want for $38. So that was a good deal. I bought a set of those, and then I don't even have a Bel Air yet, but they have, let's see, they had the blemished ones right here. There's the ones they sell, but right here they had the blemished ones for the Bel Air for $20 also. So I bought a set of those because I'm going to find me a Bel Air, and then I'll already have the scales for it. So that's an awesome deal. Yeah, the Bel Air and the Iridium are both nice knives from Kershaw. But Way of Knife, they sold a bunch of custom Ontario Rats, and I guess that's why they have a lot of those scales. But if you haven't checked out Way of Knife, you should, because they offer all kinds of customization services, and they sold a bunch of modified knives also on their site. They sold all kinds of these versions of the Rats that were super cool. And they still sell custom modified knives. But let's see. But you can go down through here and look at all their modified knives that they've done, and you can pretty much find anything you want, including the Slayback XLS. But they keep pictures whenever somebody, I guess, sends them to do mod work. They keep an archive, so that's pretty cool. But they do some super cool work, and they're not expensive at all. So yeah, if you don't know about Way of Knife, you should check them out. They will make you scales for a knife if you want them to. They'll do any kind of anno that you could ever want, sharpening, pretty much anything, laser engraving, pretty much anything you could think of as far as any kind of blade finish you want, die jobs, grinding, laser, any of that stuff. And they also sell cool stuff. So yeah, go check them out if you haven't. let's see what else we got here. Man, I did clean up my desk area. It was getting pretty cluttered. I got all kinds of stuff cleared up. I found some of my titanium rods and all kinds of stuff I'd been missing. I've got all my little knives over here that I'm gonna do that I use for size comparisons. But yeah, man, I was really impressed with the feel of this knife. I don't know where my rat 1, 2, and 3 are, or 1, 2, and 1.5. Sorry. This VECP is a prime candidate to do some lasering on. William, it's really all about the price. If you got too good of a deal, it's a clone. If you paid a little less than what you see at other sites, then it's probably real. And if you have any ones in question, let me show you an awesome resource for that. So if you go to, you can ask me, you can give me pictures, and I can find out for you. But there is a Reddit forum called, hold on, I think it's called Knife Check, but let me make sure. Yeah, it's r/knife check. And r/knife check, all you do is upload pictures and people will tell you whether it's real or fake. So right here, this guy was wondering if this Benchmade was a clone, so he sent all the pictures. And everyone said, box looks good, as does the logo. I don't see any issues. Looks good, looks legit. Blah, blah. So there's a whole Reddit devoted just for checking whether knives are real or fake. Spydercos are one of the most common. Spydercos and Benchmades are the two that get asked about more than any other knife. As you can see as I scroll down through here, they're all Spydercos, and there's a ZT. But most all of them are Benchmade and Spydercos. So here's somebody, let's see if this guy bought one on eBay, and real, yeah. And there's a lot of clones of those. But this is a great Reddit. So if you ever have any questions, just send me the pictures in email and I'll make a post for you here, since I know you probably don't use Reddit. And get it checked out. Well, that guy didn't like the fact that I messaged him about a different knife. Because you have one? Where else was I supposed to message you? That's the guy that I asked about a Buck Alpha Scout. He said, are you even serious with this? Why would you message me about a completely different knife that's not listed for sale? Like, okay, Mr. Geek Machinist, why don't you be a jerk? That's pretty wild. Oh, no problem, Pete. Do you have a Bel Air? Or are you planning on getting one? I didn't even know you had a Bel Air. I didn't think you liked crossbar lock knives. Maybe I'm off. Oh, that's awesome, Pete. Yeah, I've only got a Bel Air clone and an Iridium clone. I love them both. They're not nice enough to live in my nice clone box, but I've got them nonetheless. I was actually just about to try to find them to see how they compare to yours. Let me see if I can find them really quick. I've got my stuff pretty well organized, so it shouldn't take me too long to locate them. Let's see. Oh, here's my Ontario's. I found my rats. So here's my 3 rats. Let's see. Bel Air. Oh, here you go. Yep. There's my Iridium and there's my Bel Air. So yeah, these are both great knives. So these are the only 2 Kershaw knives I currently like. So I've got clones of these too, but these are real. But as you can see, they 1.5, and 2. I wish they had titanium ones for the 1. But I did buy titanium scales for both of these. But I mean, both of these knives are super smooth and fidgety, and great size knives. And the Iridium, I mean, is inexpensive too. Yeah, I'll go check it out in just a second, Pete. But the Bel Air is something else. It's a nice knife. I love the stonewash blade. Yeah, I know, but I want the $20 ones. That's what I meant, Scott. Because both of these were $20, the titanium ones for both of these, but they didn't have the blemished ones. They sell the titanium ones for this one too, and they're actually not that expensive. I don't think, but I wanted the $20 ones is what I'm, yeah. But I appreciate looking out for me. Yeah, I love the hard stonewash on the blade, acid wash and stonewash. It is thin in the pocket. I don't know how this compares to a real one. I will know because I'm going to buy one. But the action, centering, lockup, and everything on this one's great too. So both of those Kershaws are super cool. For the Rat 1, Pete, let me click Pete's link and go look at his Instagram here. Oh, there it is. He's got the carbon fiber one. He doesn't have the stonewash, acid wash blade. That's awesome, Pete. I figured out how to save the videos, but the pictures, I don't know where the links are to the pictures. They're using JavaScripting, but the videos were easy to save from the those were in messaging too. Yeah, I like those scales, but so you're saying they got the Rat 1? I must have just missed that last night. Well, yeah, I don't see the Rat 1. These are all Rat 2. Rat 2. 1.5. Where did you see those Rat 1 ones for $36 or whatever you said, Pete? Because I don't see the ones on here for Rat 1. Did we lose you, Pete? Are you working today? Yeah, I don't see the ones for the Rat 1. Oh, I thought you said they had them. Sorry, I got confused for a second. How much are the ones at Flytanium for the Rat 1? Maybe it's just the Rat. I don't see them at Flytanium either. Ontario Rat Titanium scales. Rat 2, Rat 2. Yeah, there we go. Much better quality picture. I hate Instagram. Yeah, Scott said something about Flytanium, Pete. Keep up. No, I'm just kidding. Scott mentioned Flytanium. He said they had them. Yeah, I'm already ahead of you. Here's how to install the titanium scales, Flytanium titanium scales, but that was 4 years ago. So maybe they don't have them anymore. Here we go. Flytanium. Log in for pricing. Map was $59. Oh, that's a good price. Yeah, this site looks shady. Rat 1 scales. Here we go. Aha. Somebody in the UK or somewhere over there. Well, that's pretty wild. Man, I can't wait to be able to do that with the laser. Twist black. Maple wood. I should be able to do some cool cutting of wood too. Let me go to Etsy. I know this isn't entertaining to y'all, but we'll go back to something more entertaining here in a second. Rat 2, Rat 1 backspacer. Rat 1, $84. There's that same guy. Rat 2, Gen 2, Rat 2, Rat 1 and 2, Rat 1. Wow, those are only 22 bucks. That's pretty cool, but they look kind of cheap too. Are they made out of acrylic? Yep, CNC machine from acrylic. Yeah, I can't deal with acrylic. Topo map pattern. That's a Demco 8020.5. Drop bear. I don't know. I can look at that some other time. Oh, look at these Bel Air scales. All right, Pete. Yeah, I could easily laser those lines in and do that lightning anode for you on the ones you just bought. Once I get my laser going, I could easily laser those lines in and do a lightning anode for you. Mine will look better than that. That lightning anode doesn't look the greatest, actually. I mean, it looks okay, but I could make it look brighter and better, I guarantee you. But those are super cool looking. Way of knife. Oh, there you go. Yeah, and see, here's all the finishes they offer. Pretty crazy. Orange peel, single color, standard bead blast, satin bead blast, standard bead blast and stonewash, satin bead blast and stonewash, matte McNasty, bright McNasty, Joker House Anno, snakeskin Anno, Falcutty, stone finished, antiquing, grunge camo, basic creative freedom scale set, oil slick McNasty, color swirl Anno, cell shaded Anno, Boba Mythosar House Anno, black marble stone, white marble stone, turquoise marble stone, brown trout House Anno, Planet McNasty, green Digicam, 90 splatter house party. Like crazy amount of finishes. I don't even know like what those are like. So the cell shaded ones are all the ones like cartoon looking ones. So they do some cool stuff with that. And then the splatter party looks like you pick the colors you want and they give you a nice splatter. Paintball. Hey, look, there's my knife. So that one's called a paintball splatter house build. That's the Blade Show exclusive model that I bought. The S House Anno. It looks like notebook paper. That's pretty crazy. I've never seen one of those. Marble stone. See what they got here. Oh wow, yeah, that does look super cool. That marbling technique. That's super cool. See what else they got. Laser scroll. Yeah, what's the... Oh, that looks like Boba Fett. Mythosaur. Alright. Is that like the animal he wrote? Jazz Cup House. What is this one? Alright, it's got kind of like a diagonal looking pattern there. Mars Attacks, Joker. That's a pretty cool one too. Yeah, no doubt, Pete. Working there would be awesome, wouldn't it? You would have some beautiful knives, that's for sure. Let's see what else they had right here. House Anno lasering services. Laser polish for handles. Laser scroll. Planet McNasty House Anno. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Let's see what else did I miss? Sweet Tooth. So they do the laser polish. Oh, that's... They polish them with lasers? I don't get it. Huh. Movie music theme builds. Sticker Anno. Marble Stone. Mars Attacks. So that sticker Anno, they're getting colors that you can't do with a laser. They've got to do it, like I said, with layering vinyl. Oh, there's a hand rubbed titanium. That one looks good too. There was multiple pages on the House Anno. Oh, yeah, that's grunge camo, sweet tooth, snake skin, color swirl. So we missed those. Oh, that's pretty wild how they did it all with like dots, all with pixels. I like my buddy with DNA lasering. So DNA lasering, I want to talk to him. Fiber and CO2 laser engraving. See, he has a CO2 laser. I think that's how you make the super deep stuff, maybe. But he's the one that made my the ones for my shaman. blemish and experiment pieces. But there's Kershaw. Leak. Zing. There's the Beskar ingot. The Volt. Yeah. He does some awesome laser work though. But what made me think of that is I like his snake skin better. Spyderco snake skin scales. Yeah, see, I like his he doesn't do it with just pixels. He has some solid lines. So I like his snake skin better than I liked Way of Knife. But yeah, so look at the difference between look at the dots, all dots compared to like some solid. I think it looks way better. I think his looks way better. All right. What are y'all doing today? What's going on the Sunday for all you fellas? I get my two new Vosteeds tomorrow. The two I bought from White Mountain Knives. I forgot what they are now. What did I buy from from White Mountain Knives? Well, I got the Naga and the Thornton. The Naga and the Thornton. Yeah, you get yours. You get yours finally tomorrow, huh, Pete? Naga. Yeah, I got that version of the Naga. That's a cool knife. And I got that version of the Thornton. That's a cool knife too. I bet they're both super nice. What watch do I have today? I'm still wearing my whatever it is, 75th anniversary or 50th anniversary Omega. Is it the 50th or the 75th anniversary? I don't know. I guess I could go find out. I forgot. I think it's the 50th. Might be the 75th though. 50th anniversary Omega. Must be the 75th then. Yeah. I'm wearing this one. Yeah, it's the Seamaster 75th Anniversary Edition. That's it. You got a bolt action pin coming today? Yeah, the only two I've got are these two Tucsons. I got this one and the cheaper one that I don't like as much. But they're both bolt action, and I got them off eBay before the dude quit or whatever. I don't know why he's gone. That ruins all the Tucson sales. But I really like this one. I can't wait to be able to do this pattern with my laser. So I bought the rotating attachment to where I can do patterns like this. Okay, you sent me a picture on Instagram. All right, let me go check that out, William. You can usually tell by the logo in the Benchmade copyright. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely clones. Just so y'all can see why I say that. Downloads, drag from here to here. Whoops. From here to here. These are the two he was asking about. So yes, they are definitely both clones. Yes, they'll come in Benchmade boxes, William. Let me just show you. So I don't have a single this is pretty funny. I don't have a single original Benchmade. I have not bought one single real Benchmade because I refuse to because of their prices. But let me just show you something. This is going to get ridiculous here real shortly. But let me just show you. I've got an entire trash bag filled to the top with Benchmade boxes. Like, I don't know if you can't tell how deep this bag goes, but it goes way on down. From gold models to whatever. Blue class, gold class. Some of them have the real foam around the edges, some of them don't. But yeah, they all come with boxes. Yeah, there's probably 50 boxes in here. But like, there's a 940 Osborne. But yeah, they come with the real boxes. And they've started getting better with the foam around the edges, because the real Benchmade has the foam around the edges. I don't know if I can find one that has that. But they even come with the Benchmade bag and the Axis Lock sticker. Or the Axis Lock thing, the little booklet. Yeah, they all come with that. They've gotten better with the foam though. The foam was the quickest giveaway. And like all these don't have the foam around the edge. So if you look at that box, that one we saw on that Reddit page, it had the, you'll get it, you might not get it back, but if you do get it back, it'll be destroyed. It'll have the, yeah, here you go. So they've gotten better, like they started doing the foam around the edges like this one. This is more like the originals. This is a blue class Tengu flipper. It just depends. I don't know. Some of them send them back, but they destroy it because really that's theft if they keep it. I think, but they destroy all the branding. They'll grind off all the branding. Just like that video we watched, that McNeese video. So that one McNeese video, let's see if I can find it again. Let's see. McNeese. What am I doing? I can't spell his name. Why am I? Yeah. He had a video that we watched on his channel. Let's see. I got it. Let me go to his channel. I knew I didn't spell it right. Where is his channel? Right here. I want to show you, this is how you'll get your knife back. Well, I'm not seeing it. I bet if I search my history, yeah, I don't see it. He had a video of it though. Does anybody have that link? Y'all remember that video? I'm sure you do. We watched it on one of my videos. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right Let me see. McNeese Clone Mac 2. Well, dang it. Video. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Somebody posted it. There was a link on in the Discord, I believe. Dang it. I hate when you can't find what you're looking for. Oh well. But yeah, they'll grind off the they'll grind off the labeling. What is his name? Talking about clones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the video, I can't find it. Like, that's stupid. Yeah, oh, I know a good video where I can show you the Microtech. So they have a video on their YouTube page. Here you go. This is a cool video.
Talk about counterfeit Microtechs.
All right, yeah, we'll watch a little bit of this to finish off today.
Now, Jason, unfortunately, all of these people thought they had purchased an authentic Microtech knife. Yeah. How did we come across these?
Okay, basically what these are, Ray, is these are knives that are obviously counterfeits, but they've been returned to our warranty and service program. And, you know, the sad part about it is when people see this logo or some of our branding.
Yeah, and these are actually good copies. I mean, they've stolen our logos.
Some of them are.
Yeah, and then some of them, this is going to be one of those caveat emptor. We've never made a knife like this. Matter of fact, the only one that we've ever had to have this mechanism like this would be like the Dirac, yes, or some of the olders from way back when, but we've never had anything that looked like this.
That actually looks like one of our competitors.
Correct, it does. This kind of looks like an infidel, doesn't it?
Kind of.
But this has the Microtech branded logo. Guys, these companies go so far as to even put in warranty cards with our address on there, and people fill them out thinking they're getting warranty information. Yeah.
Right, authentic Microtech.
So what we're going to do on this episode is we're going to talk about some things you can look for. We'll show some close-ups of some of the counterfeits and how it really hurts the industry. You know, it's not just us. It's from your premium brands like your Rolexes, even Benchmade, your other knife manufacturers.
Oakley, Ray-Ban.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. And this is a huge problem. Guys, you will never find one of our knives on like Alibaba or DHgate or anything like that. If you're supporting that, you're helping support that counterfeit industry, and we do not suggest you do that because you're not getting what you're thinking you're getting, or you're just getting something that's going to look like or somewhat represent the real. So, pair whose owners really thought they had purchased a true Microtech. Everything from Macoras to LUDTs to Halos, and then of course these right here, which, Jason, what are these? I mean, we don't even make a knife like this.
Yeah, guys, one of the most common knives that we see in the counterfeit industry is the Combat Troton. As you can see here, this is about the closest one I picked up out of the pile that kind of resembles the same shape as a Combat Troton that we actually make. As you can see, the finish though is absolutely ridiculous.
Of course, they're not going to show the good ones.
As far as, you know, you've seen,
I mean, I get it.
versus counterfeit. Okay, you see there's a big blade to handle ratio difference there in the original and the counterfeit. On the counterfeit, see that serial number right there, 556. Stay away, guys. We do not make any knife with a serial number 556. Hardware. Wing screws look like. You can try wing.
Okay, so one thing that the counterfeiters have been able to do is do really good representations of our knives. And we don't fault you guys. You don't know what you don't know. So unless you have an authentic one to compare it with, it can be difficult upon first inspection. So what we're going to do is point out some things. You have to tell me which one is the real one. Of course, those of you that know, this is going to be the real one. Now you might say, well, how did you know that? One of the things you need to look at is external appearance, especially on laser markings. This laser marking here on this counterfeit, you can actually feel a deep burned engraving. This one is smooth. You will not be able to feel it on the real one at the bottom. Looking at the pivot screws, you'll also notice that this one has a very shiny pivot screw there. Let's look closer at the finish. You guys see that rough texture? Look at the corners. Now let's look at the real one. On this one here, you're going to see, now this one's been carried for quite a while, but do you see how the anodizing is much smoother on it? You might say, well, that hardware actually has a ring on it. Well, this had ringed hardware for this specific one. Most LUDTs are not like this. Stick one here. This area right where...
But anyway, they,
the markings are...
I think they talk about here on this video what they do with them.
To take torque. 5.5.
That's 4 big shots. That's the paper. Not going to sort of the these are broken. Try right here's an X85. Once again, look at the hardware. If you look at these screws here, they're not the way they should be. These almost laser are going to be this area. This is a pretty good counterfeit here. They do have the blood groove in there, so if you don't know or if you think you're getting a good deal, more than likely, if it's too good to be true, you upon first.
Thought they told what they did with them.
Right on the here where it slopes down. Most the other thing laying on this 85 is going to be make this into 2 parts. Yep. So
yeah, here's. I think this. Maybe they tell on here what they do with them.
Doing straight prise like this. That's okay. That's how that. Before we started it.
Let me see if I can find where they tell.
If you look at the Carrot Beetle, how poor.
See what it weighs. So check the weight if you have not correct. With actual lips on it with the Microtech and the Marthion dagger combined. These are the newest ones we've been
that we've never found.
Somewhere in here.
It's fake.
On the bottom left, you'll see another example of
Fake. If you have one of those, however, we're not using that any longer.
Now in this photo.
Yeah, so they go through. So companies should go through and do that. You know, tell people how to tell their knives apart. But if the price is too good to be true, it probably is. If it's within 10 or 20%, then you need to go check some other things to make sure that it's... Now here's an example. And of course they're not going to show good ones. But this one is a good one. And it is very powerful. And it has all the halo. But yeah, they're very prevalent. This is a cool knife just because it's a single action and it won't stop. It'll go through stuff like, well, I can just show you. It will pierce stuff. Whereas the ones with the two-way have the safety mechanism where the blade stops. This blade won't stop. I mean, it's not terribly strong, but it's pretty strong. But yeah, just William, if you want a real one, just buy it from a real place, you know. That's what I would suggest. Like, just go to Knife Center, Blade HQ. I don't know who has the best prices on Benchmades. I think they're all overpriced. But if they're not $180 or so for a bug out, at the very minimum, then it's probably a fake one. And you can go all the way up to $600. I myself really like the a few of the bug out. Hold on. So, William, if you don't care, then I can tell you which ones are the best. Hold on just a second. Yeah, if you don't care and you just want to save money, I can tell you which ones are the best. I got 7 of them right here. And these right here are probably the best as far as action and lockup. This model and this model are, and I think this is the one you were looking at on Amazon. That's the exact model you were looking at, I believe. This carbon fiber one is pretty nice too. As far as action and stuff goes. But you just have to know what you're paying for, I guess. And I've never carried any one of these. But I have the copper one. The copper one's nice too. This is some kind of anniversary one with the logo where you can see through there. That's another one. They all have decent action, and then there's the PEI piss one. But I mean, if you don't care, and here's a copper mini one. It's tarnished. I was going to shipwreck this one. I just haven't yet. There's all my 6-leafs and stuff in the back of that case. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. You know, if they sell them on Amazon and you buy one, I mean, I think they need to go after the people that are making them, because that's the only way they can affect it. They're going to keep making them regardless until they, you know, and I don't think there's a way they can stop it, honestly. And they say people that, you know, people that order them are supporting them. Well, they're still getting made regardless. And somebody's going to log on to Amazon and buy one. As long as Amazon keeps supporting them, then, you know, they're one of the biggest. I mean, I don't know, like, people can talk to me about it, but I think Amazon will be a bigger person to fight against. And I don't think Amazon should sell them myself. I think that's poor. That's it's not good business practice for them. You know, if you search out a Chinese site and go find one, that's a little different than going to a staple in American, you know, sellers and just finding them. So I don't know what the answer is, but I started off this video talking about what you start with is what you end up buying, and I guess Grows are what I started buying, and there was a few clones in there, and I kept buying them. And I haven't carried this knife once. What does that say on there? San Mai. What a nice handle on that knife, though. That is a nice knife. I need to carry. I need to learn how to carry. I need to go camping. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end this one up. We're going to be back bright and early. The Pendleton Hunter is a great little knife, too. Forgot what blade steel this one is. Aus 10. Yeah, the Pendleton Hunter, another super cool little knife. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this one off. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Pete, appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Hope y'all liked all those Grows at the beginning. If you are looking for those, just go to Amazon and type in Grow Titanium, and all the nice big models are in the 900s. I do believe they do have a numbering system a little bit. Anyway, y'all have a great one, guys. And I will see y'all tomorrow with my new Voss steeds. We'll talk about them. Actually, we won't see those till Tuesday. But we'll find something to look at tomorrow. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.